Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today is November 20th, 2018. This video is sponsored by camerastore.com, and actually they're just doing a Black week. And they didn't tell me to say this, but I've been super tempted for a lot of the items they have, and actually might just go right now and purchase something because I really want it, and actually, you know, it's kind of cheaper. So yeah, Black Friday or Black Week at camerastore.com with nice discounts, and sponsored by them. Okay, let's get to the news. First thing is the channel turned 3 years old last November 14th. I did a live stream all about it, a whole hour. I understand lots of people don't want to see the whole hour, but I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that's watched, supported, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribed, anything that has to do with this channel. Thank you so much for that. I have decided to change some things on the Patreon. If you're interested in seeing what's happening there, you can check it out. But now I can say that the $5 perk and the $10 perk have giveaways. Let's say month yes, month no. So every other month. Once we surpass a certain amount, that will be monthly. For now, it's going to be every other month, mostly because I want to do videos on these things I'm giving away. So I just don't want to be rushed to do a video to give it away. But yeah, things are going to be given away there as a thank you to Patreons, zines, magazines, cameras, and such. So yeah, if you want to check it out, link is in the description. It doesn't cost anything to have a look or give some support if you feel like it. We have Flickr that's changed their model. And I know Flickr might not be anything film related, but Flickr was one of my biggest reasons to get into film photography. Back in, I don't know, 2007 or 2006, the community there was huge. It was super fun. Groups were, you know, alive, and there was so much going on. Then they started, you know, changing things. People started shifting to other places, scattering around forums and whatnot. But Flickr remained a great place for storage. They had 1 free terabyte of storage for free, and I said free twice, sorry. And now they're changing that. Now you can only have 1,000 pictures on your free account. If not, you got to upgrade to Pro. They're charging a bit more than before. A lot of people are confused. Some people are angry. I'm one of those people that kind of dumped some pictures there, not too many. So I'm just going to go there, clean it out, leave less than 1,000 because, you know, every now and then when I need to share something, I pick it from Flickr. It's easy to upload there and just pick it up from there. So, yeah, Flickr changes. We have news from Adox. As you know, they're building a new factory, and they managed to finally put concrete on the entrance so they can start putting machinery, heavy machinery inside. So that's big news from Adox. If you want to hear more about it, I did an interview with Mirko from Adox Photo Impacts at Photokina, where he explains a bit of that. They're moving things forward, and it's very exciting. Also from them and a different factory, which is the old Ilford Switzerland factory, they're trying out Ilford's emulsions, and I'm saying Ilford Switzerland, okay? Don't make the mistake that it's the Ilford that does the HP5 and such. It's a different Ilford. They're checking out the emulsions to see what could fit their future projects. So remember that Ilford in Switzerland made Supersense or Ilford. They made some positive paper and such. So hopefully something interesting will come out of there. But that news came from Adox at Facebook, so I left the link below. Also, we have from the Ilford in the UK, the Ilford Harman that makes, you know, HP5, FP4 and such. I saw on Instagram prototypes for small packs of chemistry. And this is like those, you know, those kids' little juices that come in like a plastic little bag. That I think is the thing now in the States, at least. Here in Europe, I haven't seen them. But basically, it's like these little plastic bags which you kind of cut and then you can pour. And the small quantities might be something that, like me, won't be interested. But for those people that are getting started, maybe schools, or you're traveling and you want to take your chemistry with you to develop, it's very small. It kind of looks like a camo bag, one of those little pouches. And I would be very excited to see this happening as kits, maybe for starters and such. I hope Ilford does push that and not just sell, which is good, the big amounts, but sometimes smaller amounts for people starting, people that just want to do a roll to see if they, you know, it's worth it or not. It's pretty good. From Lomography, we have a new emulsion, well, a new film from Lomography called Berlin. And this is cinematography film made in Germany. that they're basically spooling up in 35 canisters. So it's a 35mm film. And it's cinematography film. If you're curious what film is inside, you can go to their website and you can actually read it on the side of the film. It's Orwo 74 Plus or Plus 74, which is a 400 speed film that they don't sell in little canisters so far. So you can buy like the cinematography reels and bulk load yourself if you can find a source, which is not so easy, or you can buy it from Lomography. They're doing pre-sales. The film is not going to be exactly cheap, but do think that spooling small amounts of film is not easy either. So yeah, good for Lomography for bringing this film to the general public, people that maybe don't want to do their own film and spooling and such. So that's pretty good news. Then from a specialty film or, special effect film, we have Dubble Film with a new version of their fun films called Jelly. This was actually leaked by himself at Photokina, and he told me to keep it quiet till it was the time. For their first birthday, they made this Jelly version, and he says it's kind of like an English thing to say, like, if there's a birthday, will there be jelly? So as it was their 1 year anniversary, they made this Jelly film, which kind of has like fun little tints and hues on the film. So if you're one of those people that enjoy this kind of film, you might want to try it out. From Supersense, we have updates on their PAC film. Basically, one of the updates that I missed in the news, because I didn't make the news in Miami in the end, sorry guys, is that they basically screwed up the prototype film for the video for the Kickstarter. That was the last of the film they had. So they managed to get some more pods, which was something that was limiting them to make more. And they're going for a next batch as I'm testing. I actually know that yesterday, I think they did some testing. I can't say if it went well or not, but that's coming. And at the same time, they posted a letter that follower of the project wrote to Supersense saying how much they valued PAC film and how important it is. Honestly, to me, in the instant photography, it's one of the best things that there was. I'm saying was because it's no longer being made by Fuji and no one else at the moment. So yeah, I mean, the Instax is fun, the Polaroid Originals is fun, but that PAC film, the quality, the size is something else to me. And the cameras that you can use that shoot that film are amazing. So hopefully Supersense will have that ready and going very soon. I'll announce it here as soon as I know about it. There's an article on Petapixel of a guy that made a Xpan, and it's, I would say, the weirdest version of an Xpan I've seen. To me, the closest has been so far pretty much Oscar Alwison's Panomicron with, basically Xpan negative that you get, and he's made his own camera and all that. It's pretty cool. But this Xpan is a different approach. It's a Hasselblad that in front of the lens, he adapted an anamorphic lens, which if you don't know what anamorphic is, it's basically a lens that squeezes basically the wide field of view into the negative. So what you get is whatever it is panoramic, it'll squeeze it in the negative, and then in post you de-squeeze it. So a lot of movies are made with these lenses. It kind of does those flares. If you ever watch a movie, TV show, whatever, and when there's night lights, you see like a horizontal flare, that is an anamorphic lens. So this guy basically got a Hasselblad, put that lens adapter thing in the front, squeezed all the, view into the negative on a 6x6 and then de-squeezed it on post. It does look a little not so great in my opinion, but if you're into that stuff, maybe you want to test it out. Then we also have an update from LabBox that their packaging and the whole look of the box is finalized. They decided what's going to happen. So hopefully you guys will start receiving your LabBox before the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year, depending on where you are and the number of backers. Do remember LabBox was hugely successful. They raised over like 700,000 euros. So they have a lot of boxes to distribute and ship. So you're going to have to wait a little bit more if you were one of the backers. In other news, we have the Camera Dactyl maker is making these 3D printed grips, which are kind of cool. They're called Buttergrip. They're also very colorful, but he's made them that not only are they grips for a lot of the film cameras, but he adds like a little screw on the bottom. Sometimes you can put an extra battery in there, like the Pentax 6x7 and such. So if you're one of those that likes having a grip on certain cameras and you miss the option 3D printed is one of the options, and he's making some. Also from a Kickstarter campaign, we have Chroma with an update saying that he's still working on the Chroma cameras. He's started to look into making wet plate and film holders for wet plate, collodion and such, but he's not right now making them. He's just thinking about how it could be made and such, and still making the Chroma cameras. So there's like a 4 to 6 week waiting time from what he said it would be to the time he's delivering. So you might want to check. Also from Filmlab App, we have, I think, the update from 1.0 to 1.1 for iOS, and for Android he's still working it. Sadly, no news. I have been seeing the results on his Instagram. He puts stories and such in the Filmlab App Instagram account, and it's looking really nice, much better in the 1.1 version, and hopefully for us Android users will have it soon. Also, we have news from Beseler with an LED head. They actually went all the way and advertised their new and larger LED head in Times Square. Not that it's not interesting, but I don't know if the general public there would have been the target for them. But yeah, they're making LED head. They're still working, making enlargers. They were at Photokina. I was very pleasantly surprised to see them there. Hopefully I'll go to visit them next summer. So yeah, Beseler, I don't really know how to say it actually right now, is coming out with the LED head. They actually had one at Photokina. Also, we have news from 7 Artisans, which has been making inexpensive M-mount lenses apart from other mounts. And they came out with a 28 1.4. So it's a bulky, hefty lens for Leica M-mounts. Hamish Hill from 35mmC has had a prototype in his hands, or pre-production, and he made a whole blog post about it. You can also pre-order them from him, which is based in the UK, and you also help the blog. So yeah, 7 Artisans 28 1.4 at 35mmC. Also, one of the viewers here sent me a mod that someone made grabbing an Instax 300 and adding a Nikkor large format lens to kind of have full control of the Instax Wide and a large format lens. I'll leave the link below. It's a pretty cool build. Honestly, a lot of people have been playing with Instax Wide when PAC film got discontinued, and hopefully there'll be an option that will have PAC film made by Supersense, and still people trying to mod other cameras to accept Instax film. Also, I saw on social media there's someone in Berlin that's been making a paper exposing app. And this is a pretty interesting device. It's basically, and actually someone asked me if I could research about this, and they just made it. It's actually, you use your phone as a light source, not as basically stuck to your negative because you would see the pixels, but actually a little separated, and you use your camera as an enlarger because it basically is that. And you can use the lens, and instead of pushing the light in, you're pushing the light out. So you could watch the video. It's a pretty cool device. It works at least on iOS for now. So you can choose the times, the contrast and such. And then he does some enlargements on the video. And I actually think it's pretty interesting to see someone pushing something like this. Now the enlargers are not so easy to find, at least new. And we all have a phone. We all have the cameras we're using to take our pictures. We could enlarge with them. And one last thing is I still have to do the giveaway of the Photo Classic magazine that we're giving away with Photo Classic International. I'm going to be giving away my Photo Classic International to my Patreons. I'll do that there probably. And also I said I would give away some Ektachrome 35 to whoever would guess what setup I would use for the first 2 rolls. So far, no one's guessed it, only the brand, but not the lens or the model of the camera. But either way, I'm gonna go to those comments next week and probably give away the 2 rolls of Ektachrome. I have them in stock, so I'm not gonna have to wait for the new production line. So if you're interested in that, you can check it next week. Also, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for camerastore.com for sponsoring this video. If you have any information, you can send an email to the email below. See you next week.